Hello and welcome to the third part of the How to Paint Radagast the Brown video series. In this episode I will paint the pants and some parts of the robes, the lower parts of the robes, and also his shoes. Now first I want to give some insight on colors I've chosen, especially the ones I'm painting on right now. Not really about the colors, but rather about the areas I'm painting with this color. So I wanted these pants to be a bit of a lighter brown, but then I noticed it's best visible on his right leg. There's another layer of fabric going over the pants, which is in fact just some kind of shirt, I think. And then over that shirt he's wearing some kind of coat, and over that coat again he's wearing his top mantle. So you have three layers of fabric there. The box art has them all in brown, but yeah, I thought that was a bit too much. 3 different shades of brown is a bit too much. So I decided to paint up the shirt in the same color as the pants. Now there's also a piece of advice I want to give you, is that you don't have to paint up every area in a different color. That's also a bit of a rookie mistake I often see on models. Even the small details, every detail has a different color. That's not really necessary. I think sometimes when it comes down to choosing colors, I'd say less is more. So it's okay to have the same color on different areas of your model. In fact, it will really help bring everything together and get a good overall look on the model. So for example, in the second part of this video you will see me paint the shoes in the same color I will use for the brown robes. So that's a good example, and you'll see that it doesn't really hurt to have the same color for different areas of the model. So just let me take my notes here, take a look at my notes. So yeah, the painting I'm doing now is a 50-50 mix of Vallejo model color khaki gray with the deck tan, so a rather light mix. Just putting on 2 coats to be sure. And here I'm already doing the shading. This is the second layer of shading. Now I forgot to notice, but I think I just mixed in some black to create the shading. Also, like you see me doing here, is try to create some shade on the back of the leg, which is not pointed upwards, so there's going to be natural shade there. And then highlighting is done by adding some more deck tan, which is in fact a very light gray and white. So that you will see me do in a minute. So we have some time now for the questions. Just like in the last video, I want to address some questions there were on the previous videos. So there was a question on the first video, so the assembly video, a question asked by Sir Layton, and he asks which glue I use and where I got the glue. The glue I use is made by a German manufacturer called Revel, and in fact the glue is available here in Belgium in toy stores, because yeah, the Revel models, they're a manufacturer of modeling kits, plastic scale model kits. Yeah, it's really the access level modeling kits, so you even find them in toy stores, and usually have next to the boxes, they usually have a rack with paints and glues. And yeah, what I like about this glue obviously is the metal small metal needle that you can use to precisely apply the glue. In fact, this glue, I'm using it since I was like 14 years old, started out scale modeling, so I've never used another glue in 20 years. So just this is a perfect glue. Just stay away from bottles with a brush on glues. This is really not the best glue out there. Let me check for another question. Oh yeah, it was a guy, Thomas Hilton. Yeah, he got me a bit confused. So yeah, he told me, yeah, I like what you're doing here. The video format is awesome. Thank you for the comments, by the way. Yeah, it says, yeah, it's different than the rest you find on YouTube. It doesn't really work like other tutorials, giving paint names and saying, okay, we're doing the third highlight. He says, yeah, that doesn't really help. So what he likes about this tutorial is the insight I give. But then, yeah, I understood the question, misunderstood him a bit. So I thought he was, commenting like, yeah, you're giving some insight, but you're not giving out the basic information. But in fact, that was the stuff that he thought was good about my videos, that I don't use that paint, mix it with 1 drop of white and 1 drop of water. He doesn't like that kind of videos, obviously. So yeah, he says in a follow-up comment, he says, I'm saying that the lack of info is a good thing, since people are not going to copy what you are doing exactly. It would be nice to have to know what you're thinking as you are painting the different parts of the model. So yeah, I'll try to take that into account, and yeah, just like I did at the beginning of this video, just to give you an insight on yeah, just telling you about the different layers of ropes, and not just diving in there and going on painting on different brown for each layer. Yeah, that's something I want to give you in these tutorial videos. Let me check. I think there was another comment here. Oh yeah, about mead or mead, don't know how you pronounce it. Great tutorial, I'm starting to convert, blah blah blah. Oh yeah, starting to convert from Vallejo paints, yep. One thing I have problems is finding good paintbrushes at a decent price. What do you use, and what are your thoughts between synthetic and natural brushes? So yeah, in fact I never used synthetic brushes except for the dry brush by, I have it here, by Army Painter. I think that's a synthetic brush. Yeah, just I use it for one thing or something, so I'm not I don't use synthetic brushes that much, so I can't really comment on this. But what I can comment on are the natural brushes, so the Kolinsky Sable brushes. I'm doing all this you see on video with the Winsor & Newton Series 7. Yeah, this is really the Rolls Royce of brushes. I know a lot of people out there, a lot of you don't like to spend that much money on a brush, which is completely fine. I understand it. If I was a war gamer and was dry brushing my models, or the better part of my models dry brushing them, then yeah, I also wouldn't. It's really a waste of money. Also, if you know yourself and you say I don't have the time, or I won't make the time to clean them out properly, then don't waste your money on the Winsor & Newton brushes. But what is a good alternative, I think, is the Rosemary & Co. Series 33 brush. And in fact, I would like to point you to a video I did about a year ago, or almost 2 years ago, I guess, on brushes. So in fact, I will say about the same. I will compare Winsor & Newton and Rosemary & Co. so you can see them on video as well. Yeah, just tell you why I like the Winsor & Newton more than the Rosemary & Co. But I'm not saying it's a bad brush, not at all. I think it's a good quality brush for the price, but there's a better alternative with the Winsor & Newton brush. But yeah, that's an expensive alternative, of course. So that being said, I think I covered most of the comments, the questions in fact. So let's take a look where we're at now. So I'm doing the brown here, going for a neutral brown. Paints I use for that is Vallejo Model Color Flat Earth, mixed with an equal part of Vallejo Model Chocolate Brown. And then yeah, you see me painting I think I'm already doing the first shade here. So painting the inner part of the robe, this part. Yeah, I know it's hard to see on the video because yeah, it's a bit hidden as well, this part. And then the shoes, I'm doing them in the same color. Oops, dropping it. So shading here, colors I use for them is German Camel Black Brown. Mixed in some of that, with some black of course to do the shading. Now the shoes, they also have this fur on top, I guess, so I think I will paint this with another color later on. At least the boot on the right has this fur, or I don't know if it's just the flap of leather on there, not sure, but I didn't paint it here. So it's important now that I noted down this recipe, the recipe for the brown, so the 50-50 mix of flat earth and chocolate brown, because I will have to use this same mix again on the sleeves. So if you look carefully, then this robe is its upper layer, the upper robe with a nice texture on it. It doesn't have any sleeves, so not all the way down at least. So I will paint these sleeves in the same brown I'm using now for the shoes and the first robe. And for the, I think for the cloak, really the top level cloak, I will use, I think, mahogany sand. It's more of a reddish brown, just to keep it close to the box art. So I'm doing the highlighting now, yeah, and I'm using medium flesh tone and white for that. So you might ask, why not use just white? Yeah, I always try to mix in another color than white, just to keep the highlighting color a bit more interesting. If you really shade everything with black and highlight everything with white, then yeah, your model will look very pale. If you exaggerate this, then your model will look pale or chalky. So if you mix in another brighter color in the mix, then yeah, you'll get much richer colors. So highlighting towards the tip of the boot here. Not really doing edge highlighting, just going along the how you call it, the foot, bottom of the foot sole. Is that a good word? Let's look it up. Yep, the sole, that's an English word. Just going along there, but not really doing any edge highlighting. As you can see, I just highlighted the top most of this, not the entire sole of the shoe. And also here, just the top bit of the cloak, I'm highlighting it. This is a lot lighter. So these are the final highlights I'm putting on there. So yeah, this video was a bit longer because I painted on 2 areas in one go. And these areas are rather small and require more mixing for such a small area. So that wraps it up. I hope to see you again in the next episode, and I think I will tackle the upper cloak there in that episode. Anyway, keep the comments coming, and also the likes and the subscribes if you're not yet a subscriber. And please let me know what you think of this video series. Thanks again, bye.